Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know the drill. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below. Alrighty, today, oh yeah, before I get into my video, follow me on Instagram at AIH underscore sports. Also, another thing before I get into my video topic, I wanted to show you one autograph that I just got the other day. And it's Jim Brown, famous running back. And some also would say that he is very involved in his own community. He has this group where he emphasizes this phrase American, trying to help people in the inner cities, trying to rise up with a positive message. Anyways, I really like this autograph. Cost me a little over $100. As you can see, the PSA cert down here. They put the certifications sticker here. I think it's backwards, but anyways, a few things about it. There are some dings on this. This is why it was only maybe $100. You see the dings here, the dings here, dings there, and then I think over here there's some issues, or there's a rip right over here. So that's why it was only $100. But still, at the end of the day, I like this picture. It's a bigger picture, and it says Carling Black Label beer. And this beer is no longer, from what I read, in the United States. It's sold in London. And this is an old school picture, maybe from the 50s, to be honest. And his autograph is right over here. So I really like this. I've been collecting autographs, like I told you. And like I said, I'm not really here to make money off of autographs. I'm just doing it because I think it's really nice. And I don't see that many opportunities in sports cards, so I'm just looking at autos that I think will hold up well over the next decade, to be honest. And I don't care about what I say about 2024 regarding every other card. But yeah, that's what I'm focusing on now. Taking some profits, investing in there. Not investing, just putting it there. Regardless, now I want to get into the topic. And that is regarding gambling and how I believe the gamblers have taken over this market. I know sometimes when I do these videos, people don't like it, but ultimately I tell you what I'm thinking. That doesn't mean I'm right, but this is just my own analysis. Okay, so for quite a while after the 90s crash, the Hank Aaron card, from what I was reading, guys can correct me if I'm wrong, that PSA 10, I think it's the 1954 Hank Aaron card, his rookie, or 53, I don't remember which year. That PSA 10 card stood constant at about $125,000. The card price went nowhere. And then slowly but steadily, the card prices have gone up. But what am I trying to say? You're going back a few decades and you're looking at one of the most iconic cards was selling at close to $125,000. And some people would say, oh, look at some of the vintage cards from the early 1900s. And some of those cards have eclipsed over $1 million. Well, that is true for some of these baseball cards before this pandemic came. What I'm trying to say is most cards didn't see these record prices. For instance, Michael Jordan card didn't get above, from what I read, over $100 to $150,000. His famous 1984 Fleer card, the PSA 10, and now we're seeing cards, while they look nice, they are selling for a ridiculous amount of money. And I looked at Golden Auctions right now, and I saw this card, this rookie card of Herbert from the Chargers. No doubt he's a decent quarterback at this young age. But at the same time, this rare card of his, it does have the American flags so it does look nice. But even though it's a high grade, and I believe it's autoed, the current bid, and this bid ends on Saturday, is $162,000. People are throwing at least $162,000 for the second year quarterback where we don't know how he's going to perform the rest of his career. People are pricing him like he's a Hall of Famer. Could he be a Hall of Famer if he continues to play at this high level? Yes. Now, I look at individuals who have a better feel of injuries. There's this one individual at Outkick. His name is Dr. Chow, I believe. And he used to work with some NFL teams. And he does injury reports, analysis with Outkick. And I remember last year he said that the way that Herbert plays, he's going to get hurt. It may not happen now, but this guy's going to get a major injury. That's what he said last year from what I read. And when I see some analyst like this who has dealt with NFL players, who has worked on teams, part of the medical staff, knows what he's talking about, I would listen to that. That doesn't mean he's going to be right, but I definitely listen to Mr. or Dr. Chow. And that card is what? At $162,000. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, is this guy going to be the next Derrick Rose and he just tears his ACL? And some people are saying, like, hey, and with other players like Mahomes, they're like, hey, you can always count on Mahomes. If Mahomes isn't injured, sure, he's a great quarterback. But we're now talking about price. It's not about talent level. We obviously realize Mahomes is talented, Herbert is talented, but you have to ask yourself this question. Does it make sense when these cards, when these young guys are being priced at over $100,000 when in the past you didn't see these record prices for guys that are just not entry level, but just starting out their career? And sure, they could win Super Bowls. Sure, if this guy has multiple Pro Bowl appearances, wins a few titles, the price of the card may be warranted. But if you just look at history, you just don't see that going on. And it just makes me believe that we have people, not everyone, but a lot of people gambling on sports cards. We've had legalized gambling in sports for a few years now, and some states are allowing it. Now, I think that this gambling is going on in the sports card arena, and it just reminds me of the behavior that I see of coaches making plays. I'll give you a few examples. I touched base on this on a video a while back, but it was, I believe, the 2019 NFC Championship game. It was with Drew Brees, and it was the Saints versus the Rams. The Saints, all they had to do with about 1 minute 40 seconds, they just needed to hand the ball off to Kamara. They could have run the clock down to about 30 seconds. And I think the Rams had one or two timeouts. And long story short, they would have probably kicked the field goal, and then Jared Goff would have about 24, 25 seconds to try to tie the game. Instead, what Sean Payton did was he got too aggressive. He gambled, in my opinion. And he decided to go for the kill by throwing the ball. So what happened? They dropped a pass. And on top of it, there was a pass interference call that didn't go their way. A lot of people said that, oh, it's this pass interference call, and that's the reason why the Saints lost. Well, yeah, it was a crappy call, but at the end of the day, if you just ran the ball, even if Drew Brees took a knee, they would have gone to the Super Bowl that year. And that Super Bowl would have been really interesting. Drew Brees versus Tom Brady. Who knows? Maybe the Saints would have won another Super Bowl. Technically, the Chiefs had a good shot of winning that game in 2019 versus the Patriots. That was a great AFC Championship game, by the way. Regardless, now if you look at another example this past week, I couldn't believe what I saw. So you had Bill Belichick. He had Mac Jones. Mac Jones had a pretty good game. It's about, 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go. And they were winning by 3. And the running game in the fourth quarter, from what I saw, is pretty strong. Dallas's defense was getting tired on the run. And what they decided to do was on first down, they decided to throw the ball. What happened after that was the ball got tipped. It hit the Patriots receiver. Then this one rookie intercepted the ball. He's been hot lately. He took it in the end zone. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you gambling in regards to this? You could have just ran the ball when you had a strong running game, and you could have probably run out the clock. Instead, there was a pick. They ran for a touchdown. Yeah, Mac Jones did score a touchdown. But what ended up happening towards the end of the game, you had Dak Prescott. He ended up being the hero, and the Dallas Cowboys won. Now they're 5-1. What I'm trying to say is, like the coaches, a lot of people in this hobby are gambling, in my opinion, just based on my own analysis. Because if you just look at historical trends, you don't see second-year players getting cards or having cards priced in hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even though that investment may be viable, don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, this, in my opinion, is irrational exuberance. Even if it's scarce, even if the card looks nice, it looks nice. Don't get me wrong. If it was $1,000, I'd buy it. You had Mahomes cards in 2019 selling for $1,000. Close to that. And then now all of a sudden he won a Super Bowl, he's MVP, almost won another Super Bowl, or he went to a second Super Bowl. Those cards are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. PSA 10. These prices, in my opinion, are unsustainable, at least in the short run. And a lot of these guys are flippers. And the time to buy, like I said, for these great cards, especially football cards, was 2018, 2019 at the latest. Someone could have made some good moves early 2020. But in my opinion, doing this is probably the same mistake these coaches make. They're just being way too aggressive. And there's a time to be aggressive. I would look at Tom Brady. Like all the games that he played. Someone told me that Tom Brady, what he does is he kept Belichick in check. And because of that, he hid the flaws of Bill Belichick. Now, can I prove this? No, but I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm just looking at Tom Brady. He made aggressive plays last year when it was worthwhile, but he was conservative when he needed to be conservative against the Green Bay Packers. He was aggressive towards the end of the half, throw the Hail Mary, they score a touchdown. Okay? Risk reward. Tom Brady is great at risk reward. And I'm just looking at the behavior of people just throwing down all this money. And sure, they may be rich. They may be athletes themselves throwing money into Herbert, for all I know. But at the end of the day, this is crazy. I don't know why people are throwing this much amount of money. And this card, someone may have gotten a break. Maybe spent, $2-3 grand or whatever. And yeah, this is worthwhile for him. But anyone else buying this, are you going to get that same type of 30x return? Like, do people expect to get maybe $200,000? Do they expect it to be worth, I don't know, $5 million? Like, where do they think this market's going to go. That's what I want to understand. And some people just throwing down all this money. And I know most people here are not, they don't have that money. I don't, but it's just strange in my opinion. But anyways, guys, do you think the gamblers have took over the market? Do you think that these cards are undervalued? What do you have to say about that? All right, guys, you guys know the drill. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and comment down below, guys. All right, I'll talk to you later.